moon is full and the stars are aligned and the sky is an eerie black. It's the night of the biggest vampire on the hunt on the attack. He spreads his wings as he takes from the air like smoke from a roaring fire, salivating for a little slice of that sweet carnal desire. Go! On your marks, get ready, set, go! The moon is full and the stars are aligned and the sky is an eerie black. It's the night of the biggest vampire on the hunt on the attack. He spreads his wings as he takes from the air like smoke from a roaring fire, salivating for a little slice of that sweet carnal desire. On your marks, get ready, set, go!
Oh, fuck the mic's on. Motherfucker!
Get on with the show!
Live! Live, I say! We are live from Las Vegas, Nevada, and the Pacific Northwest of America. This is DWO Stone-a-Rooney. I am Johnny.
And I am Marco, and welcome back to another shit show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, do we have a bad start already?
That's what people come to expect at this point, right? Why change it?
So at least we're on YouTube right now, but I fucked up when I scheduled the show. I accidentally scheduled it for PM instead of AM.
You mean AM instead of PM?
No, I scheduled it for 12 p.m.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I changed it, and it's good on the. It's good everywhere else, but on YouTube it says we're going on tomorrow. But we're on now, so maybe it fixed it, maybe it didn't. Maybe we'll see. Pause. We'll see if anybody is watching on YouTube. Absolutely nobody. Okay, cool. So hopefully Pause will catch on, and we'll see our third mic pause soon. If not, what can we do?
Well, either way, the only reason we go on YouTube anyway is pretty much for Pause. I think at this point, the Rumble channel is where it's at. We're almost at 100 followers on Rumble, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yep, we're 9 followers away from finally getting to the front page. When you click on Rumble and we're live, you'll actually get to see us. I'm so excited. We're 9 people away.
I know. It's crazy. We're almost at 100 people who actually listen to us on Rumble. Rumble of all places.
No, Rumble's been very nice to us. We love all the Rumbles. What do you call a Rumbler?
Rumbleite?
A Rumbleite, a Rumbler, we just call you awesome. All right. I'm not that big of a kiss ass if this is your first time. Trust me.
That depends how much money you got.
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff to do tonight. I had a major health scare yesterday.
What? Yesterday? What happened yesterday?
Well, yesterday I woke up. I wanted to say this for later because it's kind of graphic. So,
okay, yeah, maybe save it for a little bit later. Maybe we'll trick the algorithm if we save it for later.
Yeah, I don't want to screw up the algorithm. Well, let's get kicked off at the end of the show so they can hear us up to it.
Okay, yeah.
It was a huge relief. It's not what I thought it was, but my world was crumbling. But we'll get on with the show this week. What a day for presidents, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. In the history of United States presidents, yeah.
I mean, do you ever remember a president saying this? This is crazy.
Mistake that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
The greatest quote of any president in the history of presidents, right?
Absolutely. That's the weird thing about Trump, though, is that do I think he's a loudmouth asshole sometimes? Yeah. But every now and then he says or does something that just reins me back in.
Now, I don't know if you have this, and I know everybody. One day I love Trump, and the next day I think he's the worst president. Every day he's the best, the worst, the best, the worst. Every day I don't know. I don't have a take on this guy.
No. And really, I mean, say what you want about him as a president or as a person, but what he said there, was it unprofessional? Sure. But is he entirely wrong? No.
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard an F-bomb and anything to do with the president is when Joe Biden said to Obama after they signed the healthcare thing, "Good fucking job." Oh, God. So, yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's the greatest quote of all time.
I know. He says shit sometimes where I'm like, damn, that sounds like something I would do if I was president. You know?
I'm just trying to figure out why Iran's involved anyways.
Well, because Iran had, and I do mean had, because they had at one point a bunch of like politicians and nuclear physicists and scientists that were at this hotel in Iran for a meeting of some sorts to talk about their nuclear program. And then out of nowhere, Israel destroyed it and killed 30 plus highly important people in Iran's military and government. So Iran responded. And then Israel went, well, the only reason why we did that is because they did this to us. And then it just became this back and forth again.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know the people of Iran don't want nothing to do with this shit.
No.
Except for the ones that really hate the Jewish people.
But yeah, the ones that are actually going out and killing them, yeah.
Which is quite a few.
Yes, it is quite a few.
But yeah, I'm really not into politics. I'm into politics. And I'm out of politics one day. I don't know. What Trump did today. Finally, somebody just says it. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like what in the actual fuck are you doing? And it really has gotten to that point where he is right. They've been fighting each other for so long that it's just boiled down to like, well, I'm killing him because I have to. And that's pretty much it at this point,
I mean, can we finally just nail out this goddamn land in Israel, for fuck's sakes, once and for all?
Yeah, and
Jesus.
And also, if Trump was even half of the dictator that people like to paint him to be, Iran would be fucking glass.
Yes.
That's one thing that people don't fucking understand.
And
also one thing actually my dad brought up to me was that apparently North Korea threatened or maybe they did they threatened to take shots at South Korea. And me and my dad were just like, dude, if you tried to pull that shit in the middle of Iran and Israel, Trump would just nuke you just for being annoying.
Exactly.
He would literally just nuke you, just be like, motherfucker, I'm busy. Boom.
I get all wrapped up. I'm a stoner. I get a little paranoid.
Of course.
But, I was expecting World War III to start 3-4 days ago. They get me all worked up.
Right.
They're showing nuclear fallout maps. They're showing where the bombs are going to hit, and I'm like, well, not again. I mean, you lived your whole life pretty much without having to deal with any nuclear problems, right?
I mean, we still had like training drills in like school for if it does happen, because the area in town that I lived in actually was next to like an Air Force base. So it was considered like a military asset. So probably not, but potentially. This is what you would do. This is where you would go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in '87, and that was kind of the end of it. You know, my whole life I've really never really dealt with nuclear worries like my parents did, and your dad did probably.
Oh yeah, yeah. My dad told me that he remembers watching the Berlin Wall fall on television when he was a kid. Just how bizarre it was, you know.
The thing I don't understand about the whole Berlin Wall thing is why the fuck was David Hasselhoff singing there?
Well, it's actually not only was David Hasselhoff there, but do you know who else was there when the Berlin Wall fell?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember. No.
Roger Waters.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And guess what he did?
Did he take a sledgehammer to the wall?
No. He basically, I believe he performed the wall in its entirety, but without like all the crazy theatrics that he usually did.
Oh, okay.
And then he timed the end of the album where he says like, tear down the wall, and they say tear down the wall, tear down the wall. That's when the Berlin Wall fell.
Okay.
It was literally like, it was just like, man, how can you be more of such a fucking, just such a pompous, self-righteous douchebag? Or you're just like, I'm going to tie this over to my album. People have literally fucking died over that shit.
Yeah, and don't forget that crappy song "Winds of Change" from the Scorpions.
God. I do know one thing about the Berlin Wall that I thought was funny. Is a little bit of a psychology trick. There was a guy who made a killing going from East to West Berlin, selling bikes. And what he would do was he would literally just ride up to a checkpoint to get into West Berlin, and he would have the paperwork and everything, but he would have a bag of sand on him, whether it was like tied to his bike or in his bag or like it's on him somewhere. And so then when they tear the bag open and say, what's in the bag? And he said, it's sand. They open the bag. It's sand. And they go, okay, well then I guess there's nothing. And they let him go. Well, because they looked at the bag of sand that they thought was suspicious materials and it wasn't, they never bothered to notice that this dude was riding on a different bike every fucking time he showed up. And it worked.
I can't believe that used to be a thing in Germany.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've been to Germany a couple of times, and they don't even mention it. It's like it never happened.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that they don't like to talk about in Germany, Johnny, for obvious reasons.
I mean, I can't imagine what else the Germans would be embarrassed about over this time. What, those VW Bug cars?
Maybe the political party that helped that company grow, perhaps.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I love how people driving Volkswagens call people that drive Teslas Nazis.
I know. They're literally driving German cars, which, by the way, Volkswagens are fucking overrated as shit.
Okay, well, we did get pause finally. Pause, it's my fault. I fucked it up. Hey says we live, ? Yes. According to YouTube, we're not, but we are. We're on. The magic sand tax.
Yeah, the magic sand tax.
I did. I don't think either one of us grew up with the fear of communism or nuclear war, really, until now.
Well, I mean, there was always some shit about Russia fucking with Ukraine, and everybody's just be like, "Oh, shit's going down," and then nothing happens. It was only until recently where like shit actually started happening.
It's
The only thing I really had to deal with was, one of my earliest memories being 9/11. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, we were more scared. We were more terrorists. We're more scared of terrorists than communists killing us.
But now it's both.
Now everybody wants to kill us.
Yeah, but according to our government, that hasn't changed.
I mean, the other thing about Iran too is we flew 3 giant bombers with 30,000-pound bombs on it, and they didn't even know. I guess that's why they call him the stealth bomber, huh?
Yes. Well, yeah, stealth doesn't necessarily imply quiet. It usually does, but in the case of like a stealth bomber or a stealth jet, it just means that it won't be detected by radar.
Yeah, literally 3 planes come into your country, bomb the fuck out of you, turn around and go back, and you don't even notice.
Yeah, your country's on fire in literal minutes.
And did you know there's a bedroom on the actual plane?
Of course.
They flew that thing straight. Was it 36 hours straight in the air? And I guess guys sleep and then they wake up and then they go in shifts. I never knew that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that seems like a sweet gig. You literally just chill out in the plane. You just crash in the back when your shift's over, and then you're just like, all right, we got to bomb this thing. Boom, job's over. All right, I'm taking a nap.
Yeah, I mean, people don't really when you see the stealth planes on video, they don't do it. When you see them fly over you, it's like a whole town is flying. They're fucking huge.
They're massive. They're so goddamn huge. I remember I've only been to an air show once, and I will say the only reason why anybody goes to an air show is just to see if someone crashes. That's the only reason. But I was still blown away by. Yeah, but I was still blown away by the fucking planes that they had there. And I remember that they had one of those stealth planes there on display when it was like brand spanking new, and they were showing it off. I was like, God, this thing looks like a UFO. What the hell?
It is badass. And to be able just to go into a foreign country anywhere in the world and bomb the fuck out of them and nobody knew about it, priceless.
Yeah.
The other funny thing is do you know how many fighter jets America has?
Thousands, if not tens, if not hundreds of thousands.
They have 14,000 planes.
That sounds about right.
Now, the next country is China.
Mm-hmm.
And they have, what was it, 6,000 planes. So we have 11,000 more planes than the next military.
Yes, but those are also Chinese planes, which means that they might work and they might not because they're knockoffs or reverse engineered versions of other military shit.
Yeah, they got that one guy from Lockheed Martin locked up in a jail in China. Give me that blueprints.
Yeah, probably.
Probably should welcome in Dirty Dalish. Hey, Dirty Dalish is here.
Oh, hey.
Yay. Yay, always up for some Dirty Dalish.
Yeah, she was streaming earlier. We tried to stream some Helldivers too, but for some reason her computer was just not having it. So
yeah, well,
flop, but
Satan needed you here for the show, so he did it on purpose. He's our boss.
So you're blaming Satan for the failure of her computer being able to stream.
Yes, Satan is responsible for the crash of Dirty Taylor's computer tonight.
That's as good of a reason as any, I guess.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. When the bomb hits my yard, I'll be worried about it. I'm not going to stress out about it.
Well, my it would ultimately depend on how close I was to the nuke. You know what I mean? Because as far as I know, everybody in my family has the same plan where they're just like, well, obviously it depends on how far away you are. But if you are just like, if I'm within a 10-minute drive away from ground zero, fuck it.
Exactly.
Like, I at least want to die quickly.
Well, I do have giant jugs of quinine pills.
What the fuck is a quinine pill? Is that like a Quaalude?
No, it basically protects you from radiation. So if the bomb goes off, you start taking these pills.
Oh yeah, like iodine tablets.
Yeah, they took them off the market 20 years ago, and you have to get them from Mexico.
And you think that those things could actually help you resist radiation?
Yes, that's the only hope I have. It's my little safety net, even though it's not going to work. It's like trying to jump the Grand Canyon and putting a helmet on, thinking that's going to help me.
Right, yeah. I mean, it'll either do its job, or it'll do nothing, or it'll kill you faster.
Yeah, you never know. I do take them when I was drinking a lot because it eliminates cramping.
What?
It eliminates cramping. So, I used to get like really bad leg cramps after a really heavy night of drinking because I was so dehydrated. Those quinine pills, they take like literally in 5 minutes. You're perfect. You can go out and run a marathon. You're fully rehydrated.
I'm gonna have to Google those pills after this, because that sounds like, for one, that sounds made up. Like, I don't doubt that you have them, but I'm saying, like, I don't think those are real. Those are like sugar pills or something. But if they do help you with cramps, I'm like, okay, maybe they're just blood thinners. I don't know.
Yeah, it's something to do with the radiation too. But for some reason, the FDA pulled them. You can't get them in America. It's weird. You know why? Because they want us all to die.
Yeah, they don't want us to be immune when the nuclear apocalypse comes.
They need somebody to cut the grass. They're going to keep a few of us around.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what a week. So we do have exclusive footage, though, of the leader of Iran shooting off the nukes.
Do we now?
Yeah, we do. And it's their sophisticated nuclear program. Here it is.
Oh, I see.
Missile command. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah,
if that's literally how he was running the war.
Yeah, that was his training. It was just like, all right, if I get the high score on this, I know how to aim a nuke now.
Yeah, you have the one ship. It's just they rename it the Jew. It played his missile command.
Once I beat this stupid Western American game, I will know their entire strategy. Sir, it's an Atari. I know how to read, dumbass.
See, we should do a stream of Missile Command.
You know what? There actually is some like classic video game packages that I could get that we could probably try out.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, Monday night, it goes from that. That was the original Mass Effect 3. Now to this. We're driving around the kick-ass ship.
Yeah, except it's on a galactic scale instead of on a planetary scale.
I mean, Mondays we get together, play a little Mass Effect 3. I still have some PTSD.
Yes.
from the Mass
yes.
Effect 3, so we had to take that off because I after this incident.
One got through. They just shoot Shepard in the head. Oh fuck!
No. Oh, no, not Bane. No.
Oh, he's dead.
No.
Did you think I was fucking around?
Rest in peace, Thane. You will be missed, at least by me.
Fade. I mean, he ain't no Tombs, but he's pretty close.
I would
God.
kill Tombs 100 times over if it meant getting Thane back. You have no idea.
It is so funny. It started with this, and now we're at that. Now, how could we, how could we go to war with anybody? Weed is legal. Video games kick ass. We can get any type of food delivered to us in 10 minutes or 40 minutes, within 40 minutes. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, realistically.
Within an hour.
Okay.
Life is so awesome. Why are we going to destroy it? It's gotten so good.
Well, for one, it's because we're not destroying our own country. We're destroying other people's countries. So that's the difference.
Well, we've been destroying other people's countries for a long goddamn time, and do you think maybe they're all going to get together behind our back and go?
Now.
Do you think they're all going to get together behind our back and go? Let's just go get them for a change.
Yeah, but the thing about that though is we literally have, as a country, we have more guns than we do people. And people in this country are allowed to have guns. So if it does turn into a scenario where they invade mainland America or North America or whatever, you're just asking for the crazy moonshine making rednecks to just load up their shotguns and just like, come and get me, you commie sons of bitches.
Well, in Red Dawn,
yeah,
they took out the Chinese, and what was the modern Red Dawn was
it was the
terrorists?
Koreans, I think.
Oh, it was Koreans, North Koreans.
Yeah.
Shit, we're so strong in America. Our goddamn high school kids can take out your whole goddamn army.
Yeah, and that's only because he's so big. We just push him down the hill. You just get crushed by centrifugal force.
The guy from Ukraine put it well. He goes, "You guys have 2 seas to protect you." Yeah, we do. You got to come a long goddamn way.
Yeah, and you're connected to one of them. What are you bitching about?
Pods has been microdosing radiation, cooking my burritos. I think I have some immunity. Well, Pods, from personal experience, you need to take the foil off of the burritos before put them in the microwave.
Yes, and also make sure that you don't leave your keys in the wrapper.
Yeah. Or your lighter.
Or your lighter, yeah.
Oh God, I'd love to. I can't believe.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody in that complex as well.
I was watching the 70s show the other day, watching Red and Kelsey play Pong.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, dude used to play that for hours with a donk.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when the updated version, they put like a couple boxes in the middle, maybe to make it a little harder. But
yeah, they added barriers.
Like a goddamn cat could play that and win.
Yeah, I have literally seen monkeys play Pong.
And then I went and got all the retro gaming things when those were crazy, like 5-6 years ago. Did you get any of those, like the Atari or the?
Kind of. My dad actually had an emulator of like all the classic Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari, Sega, like all that shit. So technically, but not really. My first console that I ever played was the Nintendo 64.
I gotcha. Yep. I think I started PlayStation 2. PlayStation,
Roughly around
maybe.
the same. Yeah, roughly
Yeah.
around the same time.
And I got in late in gaming. There was no gaming when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, yeah, same thing when I was a kid. Like gaming was it was a nerd thing. It was still very niche. It wasn't until I got into like high school when gaming and being a nerd actually became kind of popular.
I mean, I remember it was a very big deal when I finally got my own goddamn TV so I could play games. Because in the household, you had one TV.
Yep.
And it's like, can I play games? And like, no, we're watching TV, idiot. Go to bed. And you're like, oh, man, you all suck. I could be playing Missile Command right now.
How am I supposed to fight the Iranians if you won't let me play Missile Command?
You kids have no idea how easy you got it.
It's literally that fucking bit from Back to the Future. Where
It
he's
is?
like, yeah, that's literally that. Where he's like, you have a TV in your house? Yeah, I have one in my room. You have 2 TVs? Oh, shut up! Nobody has 2 TVs.
Oh, I remember, man. I got that 19-inch VCR DVD combo TV. Oh, it was.
yeah.
I was a player. I worked all summer to get that fucking thing.
I remember when I first got a TV in my room, and I'm pretty sure it was like a fucking prison TV. You know what I mean? Like, it was the smallest cube hunk of shit, but it fucking worked, and it played the fucking TV channels, and I didn't play video games on it except for those like plug and play things that had like, you know, Pole Position and Pac-Man and Dig Dug and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. But
I had a girlfriend that used to tweak her ass off. Excuse me, God damn it. Satan, let the phlegm go, Satan. And she would get all geeked up, and she would sit there with that fucking Pac-Man plug and play. And I swear to God, she would play for 4 days straight. She wouldn't move.
Jesus.
And I'm like,
I mean,
how can you, you know, those geeking drugs, they're hella drugs. They do weird things to your brain.
Yeah. But there are some people where they just have a game where it just scratches that itch for them. I remember we have a family friend of ours who, he's not a video game guy at all. But if there was 2 video games that he played of any sort, it was fucking video poker for some reason and Tetris.
Ooh.
And I remember, God. Yeah, and I remember one year someone literally got him a Game Boy with Tetris on it, like with the Tetris cartridge. And this was back when like the GameCube and, you know, like you said, like the PS2 or maybe like the PS3, like this was back when that shit came out, and someone gave him a fucking Game Boy with Tetris on it, and he was tickled pink about that. And he did nothing but play Tetris on that fucking Game Boy for like 2 years. And then eventually he came in and he just had this kind of disappointed look on his face. And we were just like, what's up? And he said, I beat Tetris.
What?
And they're like, what do you mean you beat Tetris? I'm like, I beat all 999 levels.
That you can beat Tetris?
Apparently on the Game Boy version, yeah, you can. And I'm like, well,
holy shit.
Yeah, he's like, I beat Tetris. I beat all 999 levels. I'm like, what happens? It's like, it just restarts back to 1. I'm like, that's it? There's no, like, congratulations? He's like, no, it just restarts.
Oh, it was like the time I beat Super Mario Brothers the first time.
Oh, there's no better feeling.
And you get to the end, and it was like I don't know. It's like a part of me died because I tried so long. It took me 10 years to finish that game.
I know, and then the ending was just this not even 8-bit bitch that just says, "Thank you, Mario, you saved me." Game over.
And you're like, that's it?
Again,
Just
again, back in the day, man, that was the shit. I remember. I was showing my dad this one video game. Maybe you've played it. It was called Pitfall.
oh yes, in
Yeah.
television.
Yeah, it was and also on the Commodore 64. I remembered showing some some gameplay footage of it to my dad, and he's just like, "Oh fuck, Pitfall, man! I haven't played that in so goddamn long," and I'm just like looking at it, just being like, "This? It's literally like stick figures swinging on a green stick that's supposed to be a vine." Like, yeah, that barely looks like an alligator, and yeah, it looks like you got bit. And he's just like, "Listen, dude, that was when I was a kid. There was nothing like that, and it was the coolest thing in the world. You can't fault me for thinking that game was cool, you know."
Yeah, I mean, I've been on a lot of online forums and stuff about the Intellivision, and I went and got the Intellivision retro thing.
Yeah.
And Pitfall, and then the one game that everybody says that is the greatest video game ever made on there is Dungeons and Dragons.
I have heard that, but I haven't played that version. But I can't imagine it's really all that good because it's probably text based.
It is fucking horrible. It
Yeah.
is. It's like you just run around in these mazes, and there's no like bricks or anything. It's just you running around in a maze and shooting these arrows. And I don't know how you could ever lose that game. The snakes come at you at like 2 miles an hour. And then you got to go through and they have, the bats are so realistic. And I'm like,
oh, the spooky bats.
I bought that thing, played every game on it for about 5 minutes at a time, and I says, I'm not this. How is this entertaining? These games are shit.
Yeah, it took a long time for Dungeons and Dragons to cross over into video games effectively. They've tried for so long.
And the football game, there's sticks.
Yeah.
How do you even figure out what the fuck is going on? I mean, no wonder kids didn't stay in and play video games all day. After about an hour of that, that's about enough.
Well, yeah, you were basically playing arcade games, but in your own home. It wasn't, pretty much until the Nintendo 64, around that point in time, when video games actually kind of became a little bit more than just little side projects, you know?
The real Sherm, Seven the real Sherm says D&D on the Intellivision wasn't too bad. Well, you might be older. And Lily, I sat and played with my mom, and she kicked my ass on everything. She was like, "This game." No, on I think we played like Air Attack or something like that. It's just where a ship goes up and down,
right,
and shoots. Yeah, all those kids. I got the Atari one too. That was even worse. The race game on there is about the only thing on the Atari that you could play now. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Pole Position was on the Atari. I really liked Pole Position.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the best that they've ever released. I think maybe it was the Pole Position. And then the guy goes, "There's nothing else to do other than read a book, watch TV, or go outside." And TV sucked.
Yeah,
you had 5 channels.
And also, if you wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons, but you were a nerd and you didn't have enough nerd friends to play Dungeons and Dragons with, then yeah, you probably would play the Dungeons and Dragons video game.
Yeah, I didn't know one person in my entire life that played Dungeons and Dragons until I met you.
That's astounding, actually. Maybe you have friends that are secret nerds.
Yeah, it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
I grew up
I mean,
but I'm a
it's
little older than you though too. So,
well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, D&D was around since like the 70s, like late 70s, I think. And
yeah,
I do know one funny story about it. I always forget his name. The creator of Dungeons and Dragons, well, the main guy anyway, is I think his name is Gary Gygax, and when he was creating Dungeons and Dragons, there was no such thing as like a RPG tabletop. Like this was D&D was cutting edge. Like this was going to be the next big thing because there was no video games.
if we had a producer right now, we could drop in that clip of Stuttering John go, "I used to play D&D and masturbate."
Wait. Do you mean are you not supposed to do that when you play Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know. I've never played.
Maybe you should.
I stumbled in on a live action Dungeons and Dragons at the comic book store one day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that or maybe there was a Ren fair.
And no, it's just I guess it's a weekly occurrence. They get into the back of the room and there's like 6 tables all. Maybe it's Magic the Gathering. It might not be D&D.
It might be D&D. There are some people that put on costumes when they do Dungeons and Dragons. I don't, because I'm not stupid.
Yeah, there's some things that are starting to bother me about your generation.
I mean, same, but go on.
The thing, I stumbled across something called ASMR. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do. This is very old news, but yes, go on.
Do you know there's ASMR pornography?
Yes, I have seen screenshots that people have posted of some fucking weird ass ASMR videos that were posted on porn sites.
If we weren't on YouTube, I don't know why I'm so concerned about YouTube. Nobody watches us on YouTube. I don't know why we even do the fucking show on it anymore half the time, but I digress. I sat and watched one the other night. And, well, what, why, who? Is this an autism thing? I don't know, but it's literally for 1 hour, she gives you light kisses and whispers to you. That people are getting off on that?
You think that's fucking weird?
This other the Sherm guy goes, hypnotic porn is kind of weird. And you're not supposed to do that while doing Dungeons and Dragons. Pause frowns on masturbation during Dungeons and Dragons. Hands-free orgasm. What is that? Hold on. Marco, have you heard this? About this?
No, I haven't heard of HFO, but I'm pretty sure it's bullshit.
Well, thanks a lot, the Erm. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole now for the rest of my goddamn life. I would like a hands-free orgasm, please. Yes, I would like the number 1 special.
Yeah, I literally have no idea what this dude's talking about, but to be honest, it doesn't surprise me that this thing exists.
Would it be legal? Shark Tank pitch number 797. A hands-free orgasm clinic where you come in for hands-free orgasms. That's not sexual, right? That you're not touching.
Actually, I saw an article, it was a while ago, but there was like in Japan where they have facilities that donate sperm. They literally just have a machine that you just shove your dick into and it just sucks you off and it takes the sample.
Really?
Yes.
I would like one of those for the home.
Yeah, so I could donate my samples.
Actually, I don't. I'm done with any type of sexual machines.
Oh, somebody traumatized from their horrible experience.
Yeah, once you almost have your penis ripped off of your body, you tend to maybe stay away from anything related. I'll keep it deal. I would like a hands free though. If I could go hands free, I'm done dating.
Again, I'm pretty sure it's a stupid gimmick that doesn't actually work.
I wonder if this individual. I don't know if it's a male or female, unfortunately, but I wonder if they've ever experienced a hands free orgasm.
Yeah, and you would take their word on it if they said yes or no in this chat right now.
Absolutely. People do not lie online, especially in chat boards anonymously. I mean, come on.
No, all they do is spread misinformation, apparently.
Only the real people with the real information, those are the only people spreading BS. Now, the anonymous people, they got their heads to the ground. They know what's going on.
Yeah, but the anonymous people also are trolls. That's why they're anonymous.
They're on the up and up always.
Oh yeah, they know what's up. That's how they know how to push your buttons.
And if this man is a troll or woman, I'm going to spend the next probably 6 months of my life trying to figure out a hands-free orgasm now, which wasn't even in my mind before I fired this thing up tonight.
And I might have to block Johnny if he gets really insufferable about it. I know you're going to message me at some point saying, like, this shit doesn't work. I'm like, I know. It's 3 a.m. Leave me alone.
Now, I do have several hypnotic tricks I can use to make women sleep with you, but that's for another episode.
Awfully bold of you to assume I need your hypnosis.
No, I've never had an AFO to the point of ejaculation. It might work better for people who have wet dreams. I've never had one of those, unfortunately.
Again, probably.
The act is called thinking off. Well, I don't think my brain is good enough to get me off.
Yeah, I don't think constant marijuana use could really help you achieve something like that.
Oh my god! Yeah, I can't talk about that story either tonight. All right. HFO. Why? Every night I learn something new. Thinking off.
Me too. Somehow. And it's something I would rather have not known existed, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, give me a bath towel and a rubber glove. All right, that's all I need.
Rubber glove.
Yeah.
That sounds like that sounds uncomfortable.
No. You take the towel, you do it in a round fashion, you leave a hole in it, you stick the rubber glove in there, you take the edges, wrap it around the edge of the towel, and put your favorite type of oils, lubes, or...
I'm sorry. Are you saying towel?
Yes, towel.
Okay. I was just like,
towel.
what in the... Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Now I was like, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, what in the fuck is a towel?
Also, it works really good as a Pringles can.
Yes, I'm sure everybody's aware of the Pringles can.
Pringles can hack.
Or if you're the vice president, you fuck a couch.
Yes, a couch, or the one thing they don't tell you about the Pringles can thing is you got to take the chips out.
I kind of hoped that was evident. You don't want the food inside of your ghetto flashlight.
See, that's what happens when you're stupid like me and stoned all the time. I sat and looked at the Pringles can. Then I looked at my penis, and I'm like, I'm going to fuck the Pringles can tonight. And then I did it, but it wouldn't go in because the chips were in there. And I didn't realize that maybe I should have took the chips out.
Did you eat the Pringles?
Of course. Look, ain't nothing wrong with little dick Pringles once in a while.
I mean, it was attached to your body, so I guess it's fine, right?
I mean, it is my penis.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. That is the first bomb of the night, everybody. First bomb.
See, the way that I imagined it was that you're just like, all right, I'm gonna fuck the Pringles can, and you didn't even bother setting up the sponges or the glove or anything, and you just shoved your dick like through the chips.
Yeah. Some kind of problems. All right. Well, I guess since we're talking about dicks, I'll get into my quick dick story.
Oh, that's what you were talking about earlier. Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
All right. So I woke up the other morning, Monday morning, and I had a giant red dot on my penis, and it itched really bad.
Ooh.
And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I look up, and I'm like, oh my God, I got herpes. God damn it, I got herpes. I've had sex with I don't even know how many women anymore. I've dodged that bullet since the first time I've got laid till now. I'm like, how? How have I made it this? That woman was clean. I would testify. That woman's vagina was clean.
I put my life on it. I literally put my dick in it.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it one more day. But, no one's going to have sex with me now. This sucks. But anyways. And then I wake up the next day, there's one on my testicle. And then there's one in my thigh. And they itch like crazy. I'm like, damn it, I got herpes. I had to go to the doctor.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God, I'm a herpes guy now. God damn it. I don't want to be a herpes guy. Who does, right?
I don't know, dude. Maybe you should stop shoving your dick in anything that walks on two legs with a pair of tits.
I know. I gotta stop doing that. But it's so fun.
Just because it's fun doesn't mean you have to do it all the time.
I know.
Now, pardon me as I take a hit of this pen.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like you can make it through a day without hitting your pen sometimes. I could make without hitting. So I'm sitting in there, and then I'm like,
depends on the day, but yes.
I'm like, who could it have been? It could have been anybody, and I'm looking it up. Could it be dormant? What's going on? Well, now I'm an STD gross guy. My sexual encounters are over because nobody wants to bang a guy with herpes.
I mean, unless she's already got it.
So I go in, get the whole STD test, get the blood drawn, check it for the hepatitis, the AIDS, all that stuff. Completely clean.
Huh.
She comes in and sits down, and she goes, well, yeah, let me take a look at it. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm not ready. I'm a grower, not a shower. This is embarrassing. It's like, take it out. I put a little Smokies hanging out there. She takes a look at it, and then she goes, where's the other one? I go, off to the side of my testicles. And she didn't grab it with her hands with the glove. She grabbed the tongue, the stick, like a popsicle stick.
Yeah.
She wouldn't even touch it. She took it and she put it up to the signs on the flashlight, and she looked at the other three whatever was going on, and she goes, well, you don't have herpes. And I says, well, what in the hell is this? She goes, it looks like you got bitten by a spider or a group of spiders. But where the hell?
On your nuts?
On my nuts and my shaft.
And so you got bit by spiders in your sleep?
Yes.
And you didn't wake up?
No.
Do you sleep in the nude?
I do, yes. I'm nude all the time.
Well, there you fucking go.
And she gave me a prescription for some ointment, and it's cooled down, and the redness has gone down. And but girls, 2 more days, Johnny's back in business when the swelling's gone.
I would like to know that if there are any females that actually listen to this show, other than Dirty Dalish, you don't count. I'm sorry.
So yeah, it was a very, very, very harrowing experience. And when you think you have herpes, you go through a whole thing in your head. What else do I got?
See, Johnny, life's a lot easier when you don't try to fuck everything in sight.
Okay. I'm going to give you some advice right now. All right? You want to stay away from the bad diseases? The one that gets you that no one talks about is the hepatitis. That one's going to get you. Don't do butt stuff unless you really know them. No
that
butt
wasn't
stuff
really
with
high
strangers.
that wasn't really high on my list of priorities to begin with.
But don't lick anybody's butt.
Again, not really high on my list of priorities.
That's how I've avoided getting sexually transmitted diseases.
You almost did. You fucked a spider, apparently.
Yeah, I got fucking some head from the spider. I got spider head, bro. Spider head.
Spider head.
Paz brings up a good thing. Do I now have super spider powders? Am I gonna shoot webs out of my dick instead of goddamn cum?
Yeah, except you would never be considered a hero because every time you would save a crime, you would have to have your dick hanging out, so you'd be a registered sex offender.
That'd be so funny. The kids' orphanage is burning down. I could use a spider web to crawl the building and save all of them right now, but
oh damn! If only I knew who Spiderhead was.
Spiderhead. Requesting fluffers.
Listen. I know it's important. The bridge is going to collapse if you don't come over here and meet me. No, we're not hooking up. This is strictly business.
Oh my god! Could you get hard with children jumping out of a building on fire?
Do you have any idea how hard it is to be a superhero? And no, that was not a pun.
I almost turned into a zombie from an unknown illness like you described of red spot showing. Oh, thanks, Paz. Going back full circle, I guess why I'm so interested in the handless orgasm is because I have a little red spot on my thing right now. So if I could do one without touching it, I'd love it.
Again, I don't know why you keep going back to this. Like it's actually fucking real.
Sometimes you just wish things were real and they come true.
That's not how logic works. You're not a goddamn orc from Warhammer 40k.
I wish.
Me too, man. You have no idea, but yes, I do.
Now, am I crazy? Have you ever tried to, really think, really hard and try to move something? Just to try it?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I remember that there were so many times where I was just like, if I was at recess or if I was just dicking around after school minding my own business. I do remember that there were some times where I'm just like, all right, if I have superpowers, I'm going to move this tree and rip it out of the ground right now. Like I would just try with all of my might to just move this tree with my mind. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I tried to kill a guy that moved in with us for a little while with my mind.
Yeah, you tried to make his head explode. Yeah.
I'm like, die now. I just stare at him and give him give me superpowers. Kill him. And none of it worked.
I know. I've definitely done that before too. Where I just stare at someone. Like maybe if I just think about it hard enough, his head will explode.
Nope, still happy.
Nope, doesn't stop me from trying.
Tell the ladies your spider sense. Which one? Okay, hold on.
Tell the ladies your new spider sense is telling which one of you is not going to come tonight.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I know. And everything you said tonight on the way to the clinic today. You got to stop messing around with all these girls, Johnny. You got to stop it. I know. You got to change your ways. And
I know.
I'm like, that's it. I'm getting
I
married,
know.
and I'm one girl from here on out.
Yes, but you said that every time, and I know that I would have an easier time convincing a mountain to move than trying to get you to actually be smart with your dick.
I know. It's a problem. In so
That's
many
what I'm
close
saying.
calls.
That is literally what I'm saying. Is that it's a problem.
Well, at least we're off to hard drugs and alcohol, mostly.
That's a good. That is a good.
It's
That's
a good
Yes,
start.
that's a good start.
Oh God, yeah, it's a balancing act that is really a lot of stress. I could probably just sit home and whack off and not worry about anything. Save a lot of money.
Yes. So why don't you then?
You know, I'm a young guy.
Okay,
Those,
but think about how much money that you have spent just going to, like, and you're in Vegas. So how much money
yes.
do you fucking spend just trying to impress women, picking up women, buying drinks, shit like that? Like, let's say in a week, 2 weeks.
I would say easily $2,500 a week. Easily.
$2,500 a week. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're telling me that
$300 a night.
you're telling me that you have literally nothing else better to do with $300 a night than to try and get laid, and that is it.
I honestly, I don't. I love people. I love
I
unlocking
don't get.
Pandora's box. It's the biggest challenge in the world, getting laid.
Is it?
There's nothing harder in this world than get laid.
Is it though?
Maybe you like to cuddle afterwards. I don't know who this guy is, but he's great. Or lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome
You know
to
what?
the chat, man. You're good.
I'm just gonna take a shot. This person's funny, so it's probably a dude. Women.
Ooh, but
Oh, shots fired, ladies.
well, maybe if more women showed up, we'd respect you because we have to.
Yeah, maybe if you were nicer, maybe if you were the good girl. I already found the woman I want to marry. So,
Is it that chick that dresses like it's the 80s?
no. Yep, he's a dude. I'm right. Thank God, because that would have went sour quickly. It's like asking a pregnant chick if she's fat, or asking a fat chick if she's pregnant works.
Oh, I've done that before, and I was mortified.
Oh, it's got to just ruin the lady.
Well, yeah, it was that, but also because I was literally on shift at my work.
Oh,
And I was just trying to be polite and make conversation, And so I said like, when are you expecting? And she just said like, I'm not pregnant, I'm just fat. And I went, oh, so what kind of cheese do you want?
Yeah.
I had to just go like, well.
Can I recommend the Diet Pepsi with that today?
Yeah, would that be a Diet Pepsi? Since you you obviously don't care.
When I lived in Wisconsin, I went back for the summer to stay with my mom, and I got a job at an auto auction.
Mm-hmm.
And my job was to shuttle these retired guys around all day to pick up cars from the rail yard, drive them to the auction.
An auction for cars?
Yeah, car auction. So it was literally,
okay.
I was literally in charge of 100 old men. I think I was 17.
Right. So you just drove these guys to the auction, and anybody that wasn't driving away with something, you drove them back.
Yep. And
gotcha.
Those guys are like the first thing. Now, there's no women around. Not one woman.
Of course not.
So you get in the van, you a couple times kind of quiet, after the guys had their lunch, got their blood sugar stable. They get in the van, and the first thing they ask, hey, you getting any pussy?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And they're like, yeah. And what they would tell me is they go, your dick's only got so much time. Your dick, one day you're going to wake up, your dick's not going to work. You go, if your dick works, you use it, and you use it every day. And I to this day, I live that motto.
Okay, but I would also raise you this. Would you rather be able to have sex, or would you rather be able to pee without a catheter?
Ha 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 ha. Yeah.
Because to me, I'd rather be able to pee without a catheter.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of figured out why all the people that watch Fox News are angry because they're all cathering.
Yeah, man, that can't be a fucking easy existence. Like anytime I see an old man, like this has happened to me before because when I was a carpet cleaner, I would clean out like old folks' homes all the time. And anytime I would find like some old man that just had this fucking pissed off look on his face, or any old person that give me shit, and I'd always just be like, what the hell is their problem? And then I see that tube come out of their gown, and I just be like, oh, you know what? I'll let you have this one.
I don't know. It's like, do you want to go to, well, the other horrific thing, I had the Q-tip stuck in today.
Oh, you got the swab, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
No, it still hurts really bad. It really hurts.
I like how you immediately corrected me. It's fun. No.
No.
Yeah, I've heard that I don't know many people that have done it, but the one person I do know described it like basically the short version was that he went in there and the doctor said like, listen, this isn't going to feel great, but it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. And I went, oh, okay. And then the doctor came in and said like, so, did you watch that basketball game last night? And I went, oh, yeah, sure. Worst pain I have ever felt in my goddamn life.
It does not feel good. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's still pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, man, I can't even. Again, another reason why I am careful about what I shove my dick into, because I don't want to have to go through that shit.
And, you know, I kind of got a little bit of a tug today because she had to kind of stretch it out a little bit. So in one hand, she's got it in one hand, and then she had to stick the something else because they asked my sexual history.
Ma'am, I left. I don't know. I could go fetch my file cabinet, but it's kind of heavy.
How many partners you had in the last 60 days? And I'm like, I don't know, 71. It's out of hand.
What you think? You just roll up your sleeve and you got tally marks. You're like, let's see, 5, 10, 34.
I got to go back home and look because I got them pictures from above my bed like the Fonz.
Yeah, again, that's not creepy at all.
So she suggested the full maintenance. I got the full oil and lube checkup today, but on the bright side, nothing wrong. Just a spider bite, and I got an exterminator coming. I don't know where the spider is. I don't see any spiders.
Yeah, that's what they do, man. I'm surprised that you managed to sleep through that. That's what boggles me about that whole story is that they did that to you and you still managed to sleep through it.
And I'm wondering if it was a full group of spiders that hit me at once, or just one just hung out on my balls all night having some lunch. Oof.
It could be just one. I don't know. I'm not a fucking expert on spiders. I just know how to kill them. It's very easy.
Then I asked her, I go, could this possibly be scorpion? She's like, no.
If it was a scorpion, then you would be in an incredible amount of pain as soon as you got stung.
That's what she said. She said you would have been awoken. You would have called 911 within 10 seconds. You got stung by a scorpion. So ladies, like I said, I'm all clean. I even got. I might even just put it up on my Hinge site.
Your before and after pictures.
I mean, I'm more proud of this than any scorecard or grades. What do you call them? Oh no!
Your fucking
Report card.
yes, report card. Sorry, man. It's been a while
Oh
since I've
no!
been
Oh
in
no!
school. I don't remember what the term is.
Oh no! The edibles have kicked in.
It's official.
Okay, now the edibles have kicked in, but we are not officially too stoned yet. But when we become too stoned, the show ends.
And conveniently, it's within 2 hours of time.
And it took us 79 episodes to come up with that.
I know. Believe it or not, I realized that just now. We've been doing this for 80 episodes, and I realized that just now.
We are like a band that
A duo.
we had a really good idea to put a podcast together, and literally for a month and a half, I'm like, should we call it Too Stoned? And we're like, well, I don't know. There's like 30 other podcasts, one involving like Hollywood celebrities.
Yeah.
No, but ours is TWO Stoned.
Yeah, everyone else uses the number. We're going to spell it out because that's how you differentiate. And if anybody comes after us, legally speaking, then we get pulled that card of like, it's different.
All right, you want to take our earnings? All right. We haven't even made enough money to cash out yet.
Yeah, they show up. He's like, we want our cut. I'm like, all right, and I just empty my pockets. It's like, all right, I've got 8 quarters.
Every week I go on Rumble, and the threshold is $50 to cash out. And every month it's like you made 18 cents, and you're like, "Ooh, we're getting there." So yeah, come and take our intellectual property because it's doing. Maybe you could do better with it than we're doing with it.
Speaking of which, what the hell are you going to do with that $50? Because it's tied to your profile. I don't give a like. If you plan on giving me half, fine. But if you also plan on spending that 50 on like a better, well, I don't know what you can get for $50. I don't know. Go spend it on buying yourself a drink, I imagine.
Yeah, I'll probably take some floozy to Chili's. $50 will get the job done. That's why I love Chili's.
That's what the payoff is for all of my hard work that I've done on this show is sending you to Chili's.
And that will be the woman that finally gives me the life-altering sexually transmitted disease.
And that would have made it all worth it.
You evil bastard.
Yeah, Johnny just called me up and is crying about it. I'm just like, well, Johnny, I would care if only I wasn't $25 in debt.
25. So yeah, come get us for the Too Stoned logo. What I always like is like rock bands. There's like 3,000 bands named Rough Cut.
That is true. There's always Rough Cut.
There's always some kind of form of sin or sinners. Sin City Sinners.
Yeah, or there's actually there's one that I remembered I said a long time ago and I do still stand by is that you could pick any noun and then follow it with "and cigarettes," and that could be an album title or a band's name. Just pick any noun and then follow it with "and cigarettes."
Weed and cigarettes.
Yeah, weed and cigarettes. That's an album name or a song name.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to think of some other a lot of skulls, flames.
Well, yeah, but that's a standard at a metal show. You expected a fucking bubble machine?
Now, I go see a lot of bands. You go see a lot of bands, maybe. When I show up and there's a bunch of guys wearing Walmart button flame button-up shirts, I'm turning around and walking out. I know it's going to be bad.
I don't. Just don't hang out with those guys.
I go watch these cover bands play sometimes. These guys look like they just got off work doing concrete all day, which they probably were.
Yeah, who the fuck do you think's in a cover band?
But could you throw a fucking clean shirt on? I don't know. Maybe you look like you're in a band? No.
I mean, if the dude just got off work to get there, then what do you expect him to do? But, I mean, yeah, at least splash some water on your face, something.
I show up and they're like, well, we're playing these songs really good. Well, you look stupid. Why am I here? I can go home and listen to music. I'm like, you're not entertaining me. You're pissing me off.
We're a cover band. It's about the music, bro.
Well, fine. I'm going to go over across the street where the guys actually took showers before they went on. I'm going to go watch that band. It's just people get it and some people don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, as a podcaster, I don't get it. That's why.
That's why we're doing it, just to see if we can understand it through trial by fire.
Yeah, we are definitely figuring some stuff out.
At least on Rumble.
Do you know,
all we need to do is make it on one of them.
I figured out what our problem is. I know what our problem is. I 1,000% know what our problem is.
Other than yourself?
Well, yeah, me. But we're a podcast on a video platform.
Yeah. And
we should be. Well, our podcast should probably go to the podcast platforms. I don't know.
Yes, but it can be both. Why can't it be both?
No, I mean, it can be both, but I mean, we should probably be doing more than we're doing now. So we'll get into that here in the next couple before I got to get this done before July. So,
well, I mean,
that's the goal.
You say that we're posting on video platforms, but I mean, look at how many people do you know that use YouTube and only YouTube to listen to music? You know what I mean?
Me.
I know. I literally made a playlist.
Yeah, I got YouTube Premium, so there's no ads.
Yeah.
Any song is right up. Yeah. And I don't know. You know, we should be able to be on one platform and everybody find us.
That would make things a lot easier, but we need the fan base is the thing.
Yeah,
but we also need that fan base to all be on one thing. Yeah,
and then Mark Maron quit this week. Said he's had enough. Mark Maron, the #1 podcaster for 20 years.
You'll have to educate me. I'm a bit of a under the rock about the subject. I didn't know that he quit.
Oh yeah, he retired. He goes. There's too many fucking podcasts. Quite frankly, I'm getting fucking sick of going to my garage and talking to people. So I'm done. See you later. Like, I love Mark Maron. That's why he was so great. He's a grumpy old fucker with cats.
What is it with grumpy people and cats? It's always cats.
Because it matches the personalities. Because cats are assholes.
Yeah.
I've never met a cat that I loved. They've all been dicks to me. They all scratch me.
Yeah, the only cat that I would say legitimately loved me was because it was a cat that was around me ever since I was like a toddler. You know, like I grew up with the cat and it loved me for it. Every other cat after that was just like, oh, head scratches. That's nice. Anyway, fuck you. I'm scratching your wrist.
It was crazy. We had a cat at the trap house, but we wouldn't let him in. Why? He was missing. Oh, it was missing an eye, and then the other eye was like just milky.
So basically blind.
He'd fight everything. He was just an asshole cat.
Just a fucking feral ass cat.
So every day before anybody went to work at the trap house, we'd throw. So the rule is, whatever food's laying around, you throw it on the sidewalk for the cat to have.
I remember when I used to work at Papa John's. Every fucking Saturday when I worked there, without fail, I worked the morning shift on a Saturday, and like at 10 o'clock, without fail, there was this alley cat that was like the fattest gray tabby cat you have ever seen. That would just walk up the alley behind the strip mall that the Papa John's was in, and he would just go meow, 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 and he just kept doing that until somebody would come out and feed it. And then, and I would feed it every time because it was a fat ass cat, and I was like, oh hell yeah, fat cat, and I would just give it a piece of salami or something, and then it eats it, and then it just walks down the alley, just going meow, meow. It's just fucking the most even his meows were lazy. Just like, feed me. It's time to feed me.
yeah. I don't know. I just guys with cats creep me out, man. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't know, man. I'm not an animal guy. Everybody knows that. That's why people hate me.
Yeah, I remember I crashed at a buddy's house at one point, and he had 3 cats. And although it was him and his girlfriend, so I don't know how many of them were his or hers, But there was one cat that absolutely loved attention, one that didn't give a single fuck that I was there, and then the other one was this black cat with glowing green eyes that was terrified of me. And every single time I was in the house, he would just go to the furthest corner in the room and just stare at me. And that was all it did. And I remember at one point it was like 3 a.m. or something, and I wake up because I'm thirsty. So I go into the kitchen, I get some water, I drink the water, and I turn around, and then all of a sudden there's just this pair of glowing green eyes just staring at me in the fucking shadows. And I'm just standing there staring at him, just being like, "Are you going to attack me?" And he's just staring at me, and I'm just like, "Okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep on the couch now. Good night." And then just like walked back into the living room and just went back onto the couch. And I'd look over the couch, and sure enough, the cat's still staring at me. I'm just like, "Motherfucker, I'm going to break your goddamn neck if you don't turn your head around."
Are you gonna kill me while I'm sleeping?
Yeah, he's going to fucking slide. He's gonna poke out my eyes while I'm sleeping. I don't trust him.
Look, yeah. I want a puma. I want this puma right here.
A black puma, so a jaguar.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
What is a puma? Has stripes, right?
You're thinking of a tiger.
What is it? The puma have spots? A puma?
That's a leopard. And cheetahs, I think.
So what is a puma?
A puma's like a mountain lion, but like in Florida, like a southern mountain lion.
Oh, okay. So technically, this is a
jaguar.
A jaguar. No, jaguar has spots.
Yes, but there are also black jaguars.
Black jag.
the Black Jag Show.
I've ordered this suit.
This all black on black suit?
Yes. I mean, and do you see the pin?
Oh yeah, what's that pin you got there? It's
that's going to be a limited edition Puma pin that we're going to sell on our website.
Ooh.
But we're going to have to change it to Black Jag pin.
It'll be an easy fix. I'm sure I'm sure that the Chinese sweatshop workers can turn Puma into Black Jag real quickly.
I just, in real life, wouldn't it be cool if this was like a half human, half black jag, that you could go to the nightclub with and pick up chicks. I mean, this guy would be a chick magnet. He's so cool with the whiskers.
You're flying very close to the sun, Icarus, and you don't even realize it.
Creepy. Yeah, before we go, I'm going to tell everybody that wants to try the K-hole.
K-hole.
Yeah, go and try to do a night of ketamine.
Oh.
That's who I turned into when I looked in the mirror. I described it to AI, and I'm like, that's pretty much it, minus the suit. But that's what I looked like when I looked in the mirror.
After doing a shit ton of ketamine.
And you know what? I passed out so hard, that's probably when I was bit. Holy shit, we're putting this together. Yes. Oh my God, it makes sense now.
And then when you got bit, the venom got into your brain, and then you had this crazy ass vision of this Black Panther jaguar thing.
Wow, man. I tried doing a podcast. Woo! You didn't see it. You know why? Because I erased it. A couple of clips, but oh boy. Ooh, ha, ha. Ooh, I'm scared of myself. I didn't know those things were in my brain.
I mean, do you ever listen back to your show?
I listened back to that one.
You just, because I know you don't normally listen back to your show, but you know it's bad when you wake up the next morning and go like, I feel like I did something bad.
No, I got a lot of messages asking me if I was okay.
I see.
Apparently, I was going to off myself and all kinds of weird stuff. It was out of hand. I might be like the guy said. Maybe I'm allergic to it. Maybe it was just the K itself. I told the doctor, although I did that, but I didn't really put two and two together.
But why would it just be allergic in your dick?
Exactly.
That is, why would the allergic reaction just be in your dick?
No, it was medically done by a doctor, and they gave me too much. They thought that it was, it was just a normal day at the clinic, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't even know how I got home. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm looking like this guy with my sunglasses on, smoking a blunt, losing my mind. And then I just fell down and woke up like 8 hours later. And I'm like, why is that fun? So no. I can't even imagine taking it at a festival, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, that's something I never understood. How are you supposed to enjoy the festival if you're so high you're tripping balls and you can't even tell the difference, or if you're passed the fuck out?
People love that. I'm going to go on record, too. I'm not a big mushrooms guy. I don't like tripping out, man.
Yeah, I've never had the chance to full-on trip on mushrooms, but I'm pretty sure I could live without it, to be honest.
Some people have such a great relationship with hallucinogenics, and I've just that ketamine, I think, pretty much set me straight for the rest of my life.
Pretty much just set the line of like, all right, I don't need to go any further than this.
I mean, I don't want to be running around naked and not knowing why, like a lot of people are doing now across the country.
No, you don't understand. I got bit by a radioactive spider and I can shoot webs out of my dick. No, seriously, watch.
And honestly, I wish I was making this shit up. This is a normal week for me. This isn't dramatic. This is just normal shit. So much crazy shit happens to you when you live in Las Vegas, and you see so much crazy shit that you just become numb to it. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah, I get that. It's like that when you move to a new area. I think it's I forget what the study said, but I think it takes between like 30 to 40 days for the human psyche to just accept something as normal.
Yep.
And so, yeah, if you've been in Vegas for like, what, 2 years almost, right?
Yep. 2 years. Yeah. Approaching 2 years
Well, yeah,
now.
if you do nothing but see drunk people yelling and beating the shit out of each other and fucking crackheads all goddamn day, well then, yeah, you eventually get used to it. You just be like, yeah, everything's fine. I just don't go down that street.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's like everything's become full circle now. Now I crave vanilla missionary sex. That's what I want now, and I can't find it. It's literally I ran through the whole deck, of all the things you do, and like I have to reset again. I'm reset. Even on porn, I literally sat and watched a girl last night an hour whisper to me because I'm so sick of porn. I need new porn, new sexual experiences. How you doing today? Oh, baby.
This is why I'm telling you, you need to slow down.
She didn't even get naked.
No. It's literally just a woman talking softly into a mic, and some people jerk off to that. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I think, like, I went through every type of porn known to man. I've done every deviant act you can think of in a sexual manner. And now I'm craving vanilla, intimacy, kissing and whispering.
What is happening to you?
I've literally been reset. I think the ketamine reset me.
Or maybe you are just low on testosterone, like that Vegas doctor predicted. Maybe he wasn't lying after all.
No, it is. I'm a woman. Even the doctor today said your testosterone is dangerously low, and she goes, "How much pot do you smoke?" And I said, "Does pot kill testosterone?" She goes, "Yes." I didn't know that. Well, why am I so horny? Wake up every morning, my dick's hard. I mean, I don't know. I'm just as horny as I was when I was 12. I have no testosterone. And I asked the lady, I go, seriously, do you think I need testosterone with my sex drive the way it is? What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to need to have sex with like 8 women a day on testosterone.
Ma'am, I don't know what kind of hell you're going to be unleashing on this city.
So I'm just, you know what? I'm happy. You know what? That's why I think I'm so good with women. Because I am one of them. That's my superpower that we were talking about. My whole life I was looking for a superpower. My superpower is that I'm a bitch.
Bitch with a capital B.
Oh, and if any of you motherfuckers clip that, I'm gonna get very angry.
What do you mean, you motherfuckers? You mean me?
Exactly.
What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna fly over here and kick my ass? Good luck finding me.
I had a guy email me on Twitter, one of those clipper guys. He goes, "You guys have too much shit. It's too much."
I mean, yeah.
There's too much to clip.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
you're forcing somebody to listen to 2-hour fucking episodes and you're telling them to pick all the good bits. It's like you have to have 2 hours of time to listen to the shit.
Yeah, I need AI to go. AI goes through and gets the worst shit out of the show for clips.
I know.
Well, how is that even a clip?
Here, Johnny, I have some advice for you. Use AI to find the clips, right?
Yeah.
But only post the ones that are actually funny.
Yeah.
You don't just post every single one that they generate.
Well, trying to get some content out there. I'm starting to learn that.
So make the content good.
Yeah, it's better to publish less content that's good than tons of content that sucks.
Yes.
I'm learning.
I mean, unless you're making like literal brain rot or that usual shit that's on YouTube Shorts.
No, I had that moment. You ever have that moment where like you just wake up? What the
You mean
fuck am I? Like, what the fuck am I doing? What are we doing here with this? Why?
what do you mean, like the show or just in general?
Just my whole broadcasting thing. It's like, why are you going so half-assed? What are you scared of?
Do you just
I got,
do you forget every time I tell you that you need to upgrade your shit?
I know. And you know what? And before I know it, we're 3 months after already. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And 3 months have passed. And I learned today from one man from the MHH Johnny's Picks playlist. It all made sense today. You know what I have? I got them
What's
high
that?
hopes. And you know where they go? They go up and smoke. Our show is
Bad
more
idea.
anti-weed, I think, than pro-weed lately.
Well, because it's more fun. It's more fun to be anti-weed. It's more fun.
Oh, did you see that the Texas Attorney General meltdown today?
No, what the fuck happened now?
So Texas did this big THC ban, ran it to all the House, Senate, went to the governor's desk for him to sign,
Right.
and the governor said, "You know what? Nah," he vetoed it. So weed
And
is still protected. All the THCA shops, those weird shops.
right. Just the weird shit that's in smoke shops.
But that they're legal to carry on because the governor vetoed it. And then the attorney general comes on and he's basically crying. He's like, "I don't know what happened. I looked him in the eyes and he says, I'm going to sign it. And I just found out right now he vetoed it. I don't understand. He wants apparently kids to die." I'm like, "What do you? Kids aren't going to die from edibles." I mean, you might get a little freaked out.
The worry is that it's the same thing that they say with marijuana is that people are going to buy it and then sell it to kids. That's the worry, to be honest, that I hear a lot of the time. Which my argument is, do you have any idea how expensive weed is? There's no way that your kid is going to scrape up enough money to convince me to break the law for him.
And the funny thing is the only place where kids are getting edibles is where marijuana is illegal.
Yes.
So nobody that has a marijuana seller's license in Washington, Oregon, California is going to sell to anybody under 21. Their whole entire business involves selling to adults only. They're not going to sell to kids. They never will sell to kids. Ever.
No. They literally have fucking guards outside the door that check your card that look like bouncers for fucking clubs. Where they're just like, "Nah, dude, I'm not letting you in until I know for fucking sure that this card is valid." It's like, I was here literally a week ago, dude.
They'll literally chop your hand off and count the rings like a tree to make sure that you're 21. There's nobody selling shit to kids in legal states.
No way.
But, the Attorney General, I've never seen a guy so defeated. He was the guy a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you saw the clip that he did a big press conference and he had all the edibles sitting in front of him. And he goes,
"Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Any of you guys want to try this? Here, take it. Why don't you take a bag and go home and die?" I'm like, what? Dude, it's a bag of Cocoa Krispies. Rice Krispie treats. They're not going to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, don't threaten me with a good time. Second of all, they're snacks.
And the other thing, if your child accidentally eats an edible, don't take them to the emergency room. You're going to go to jail. I'm going to call CPS on you. You know what you do? You know what you do?
Give him water.
No. You give the kid a fucking Mountain Dew, a bucket full of snacks, and tell him he's got the flu. Special flu. And the only way to cure it is with some chocolates and a nice rest. Disclaimer. That was only a joke. Only a goof. Do not do this. Ever.
YouTube. Yeah, refer to my statement and the I said, you know what? We need like a what's the term? The like the warning screen that pops up before the show, but instead of it being a disclaimer, it's just heads up. This is just a goof.
Yep. Everything's a goof. Why are you so mad? It's a goof.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's missing from the Two Stoned backdrop that we had is we need something in the corner that says everything is a goof.
Yeah, that will be on board for next episode.
Awesome.
It's just a goof. It all is a goof. Why can't we have some fun? Jesus Christ, everybody's tense right now.
I know everybody's so sensitive. Everybody's so personal, but shit's going down in the Middle East, so people are scared. Which when shit isn't going down in the Middle East.
And today when I was driving to the clinic, I realized how selfish and maybe narcissistic I am. At the threat of World War III, people are dying all over the world from bombs, and I'm just worried about herpes. That's the only thing I care about. I don't care about the world coming to an end. I got to make sure I can get this healed. The weekend's coming up.
Well, yeah, that's ultimately more important, I think. At the moment, it's like, well, the world's going to explode, but I'm in pain now.
So, we don't care. We're not going to care about any type of war until, a bomb goes off in our backyard. Then we're going to be concerned.
Yeah, until a bomb goes off or they start invading the mainland. That's pretty much it.
But
really
if you're in Missouri and they're taking over California and New York, you really don't give a fuck.
Right.
But Kansas City gets taken over by the North Koreans, then we got problems.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like I said earlier, anybody in that Midwest or the Bible Belt or where in the South, if there's any sort of word that that the Russians or the Chinese or whatever are going to invade, they'll just shoot anything that's walking on two legs.
I have to burst everybody's bubble here, but the Chinese attacked us 40 years ago, and they've been attacking us piece by piece, little by little. The Chinese are patient. They play a long game, and they're getting close to owning almost the whole country.
Same thing in Canada, too.
Canada's crazy. I wanted to go to Canada this week. They won't let me go.
And why is that, Johnny?
Well, because I got some paperwork problems.
What paperwork problems?
I don't know. Apparently, if you are convicted of selling drugs, you're no longer to leave the United States.
Oh, you don't say.
I'm not even supposed to go to Mexico.
Yes.
Like what? I can't go to Mexico?
No.
Then I'm thinking I was going to sneak across the border.
You need to, if you are going to sneak across the border, you need to dress up like one of those LA protesters.
And you know what the penalty is for if I got caught in Canada being a U.S. felon that snuck in?
Well, it's in Canadian money, so it doesn't count. But what's the damage?
25 years in Canadian prison. But then I looked up Canadian prison. Doesn't look that bad.
Compared to the prison that you were thrown in? Yeah, probably.
No, not bad. Oh, God. The easiest time I've ever ran across finding drugs was in prison.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
I'm like, nope, not getting involved. I want to, but I'm not smoking butt weed.
Yeah, that really is the. I don't know if that would necessarily be a deal breaker for me, but I've never been in that situation where I'm just like, yeah, that looks like weed. I would really love some, but I know that was up your ass. I don't know if I'd be that desperate.
I'm not, it's not like weed is like heroin. We could go a few days without smoking, no problem.
Right, exactly.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, like the next few days are gonna suck, but once you get over that, then you're just sober and you're fine.
Yeah, food's gonna taste like shit. It's gonna be hard to sleep, but you're gonna be kind of a dick. But other than that, it's about the worst you're gonna get it. No physical withdrawals.
Right. Yeah. You just sweat it out, basically.
One thing you never want to do though is quit doing weed and then go out and drink the first night with no weed. It doesn't end up well for anyone.
Why is that?
Because you used to drink, you like when I smoke weed and I go out and drink, I can't drink that much. You know what I mean? Without getting sick.
Yeah, you get crossfaded.
So you kind of keep it at a normal level. But when you're not smoking weed, you're just drinking. Oh my God, Puma shows up.
Staring at you from the other side of the reflection.
Yep. It's like, man, it is bad.
I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I think they were right banning liquor in the 1920s. Actually, I think it was the right move. I really do.
See, you say that, but if you look at it historically speaking, after the Prohibition, when you look at the arrest records, people were almost twice as drunk as they were when alcohol was legal.
No, I'm just saying it would have been a lot cooler if marijuana was in place of alcohol. If like this whole time, like marijuana was normal and like it was, everybody in the town smoked weed like we drink. So culture for so many years has been involved. Everybody's culture involves drinking.
Yeah.
What if you had to go to some dude's house in the middle of the night to get a 6-pack of Budweisers? Just a complete role reversal. How better would life be for everybody?
You show up at the dude's house to get a 6-pack of Budweiser, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I got your stuff. Made it myself." And he hands it to you, and one of the cans is popped open. I wanted a 6-pack, man. Oh, you think I'm shorting you? No, I'm just saying this feels kind of light. Oh, what do you know about 6-packs, huh?
It's fucking res booze from the reservation.
Yeah.
Booze is illegal. They sell just jugs of mystery alcohol to Indians. $5 a jug. Fucking end up fucking killing people and blind.
Yeah, literally making people blind from drinking alcohol that is more poison than alcohol.
It's just weird. Just the love affair we've had with alcohol for so long, and now being away from it for a while. Like, why did I do that?
Because you lived in Wisconsin, where it was much easier to get a drink than it was to get anything else other than cigarettes, baby.
Yeah, I had another story I was going to play, but I don't know if I can play it or not. There was a couple in Wisconsin that got charged with child abuse because they were giving their kids drinks of their beer at Old Chicago Pizza.
Okay, question. So, did they serve beer at that pizza joint?
Yeah. So they're just sitting there. They got a pitcher of beer, and then they're taking a drink, and then every third drink they give it to the little baby. He's like, I guess he was a 2-year-old, sitting on his lap drinking beer with him. Which I'm like, I remember doing that as a child, giving a kid a couple of nips of beer when he's cranky. It's Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Yes, but not at a fucking pizza place in public.
with video cameras everywhere. Does anybody realize
Literally,
that
yes.
no matter the second you walk out your door, you're being filmed?
Yeah, if not by the security cameras, then by literally everybody else minding their own business until they see you doing something stupid. Then everyone, like a fucking hive mind intelligence, just goes, "Oh, gotta record this."
Do you know what gets a middle-aged man harder than anything right now?
Trump.
No, the cop's knocking on the door and going, "Hey, I see you have a Ring camera. Do you have any footage?" "Oh, fuck yeah, I do."
Oh, you bet your ass I do. Matter of fact, I got a thumb drive with the footage on it right here.
I got close-ups. This guy's license plate numbers. Look, he's missing a front tooth. I there. Yeah, he's wearing these jeans, these shorts. Yeah, and I think he lives up the street. I've done some research already. Yeah, he lives up there. The cop's like, yeah, the guy's up there. That's what cops do now. Where's the videos? That's being a cop now. Where's the videos? Who's got videos?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's so easy.
Everybody just gathers the evidence for you. Go find it.
How dumb do you have to be a criminal now? I mean, how do you get away with anything?
Well, is it that the criminals are dumb, or is it that it just made it a lot tougher for you to get away with shit?
Like, I don't understand that guy that shot those people in Minnesota showed up with a mask. How did they know it was him? The guy's wearing a mask. And the guy did everything right, and they still knew it was fucking him. I guess because of his truck.
They probably tracked his phone. I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, the phone too. Hey, you're gonna commit some crimes? Where's your alibi? That's where your phone, wherever your alibi is going to be, that's where your fucking phone stays. Go get yourself you can't even buy a phone anymore.
No, because you have to tie all your personal shit to your phone unless you get some burner phone. And if you have a burner phone on you and the cops find it, they're like, okay, well, obviously you're up to something.
Yeah, there's always video footage of you buying the phone.
Yes.
You can't get them online because they have to ship them to a physical address. You can't get them shipped to a P.O. box, a phone.
No, the only thing you can do is if you buy a phone from some dude on Craigslist or something. But again, you'd have to buy the phone from some dude on Craigslist.
Yeah, and they're going to find out who owned the phone, go to the dude on Craigslist, and they go, yeah, I sold it to this guy. I got my Ring video camera of him pulling in and out, and here's a picture of him.
Yeah, I got the Ring camera of him right here. I didn't trust him, but I have it on my I have it in my library of suspicious people that came up to the webcam. Hey, that was the Amazon delivery guy. That was a deer for some reason.
And then it's just I'm thinking about, and then I watched Nathan For You the other day, and he wanted to get a phone and not be recognized because he was fighting Uber. So he literally put an ad on Craigslist. I need somebody to grab a bag of cash, go get 18 burner phones, put them in a bag, and drop them off the edge of a pier into the water. Nathan Fielder had to get in the boat 2 miles away so nobody could see the boat, jump in the water, scuba dive, grab the phones, and then get on a boat to not be detected. That's how far you would have to go to not be detected with a cell phone now.
Jesus Christ.
Every time I see a crime, they show them at the Walmart buying the fucking phone.
You can't get away with shit anymore.
No, you might
as you get ticketed just for speeding, just for stupid shit. They put cameras in every single fucking street light. You can't get away with shit anymore.
No, and by the way, our police force is for profit now. It's not to protect and serve, it's to make money.
What do you mean now?
I mean, it's always been like that, but now it's at a fever high where they just come in and take all your money.
Yeah, I remember for the longest time, everyone in my family just like, oh yeah, cops will pull you over for no reason sometimes because they have a quota. And I remembered asking cops about that, and every single cop I've ever met said, like, no, there is no such thing as a quota that we have to fill every month for tickets. I'm just like, I don't know. I bumped into a lot of cops where they're just like, hey, man, I hate to do this, but I got to give you a ticket. Well, then why do you have to give me a ticket then if you don't want to do it? You're a fucking cop. You know?
Yeah, so I had a friend that was a cop in Wisconsin, and he quit. Couldn't hack it no more.
How long was he a cop?
3 years.
Oh, damn. All right.
And he said in the beginning of the morning, he lived in Appleton. They had a mass murder there once when I was in high school, but other than that, it's been pretty quiet.
Other than
not much going
abuse.
on. Yeah, a guy gets drunk and beats his wife up once in a while. Drunk driving, kids lighting fireworks at the wrong time. It's just stupid shit. Not a very dangerous job.
Yeah, it's not like in Vegas or in LA or something.
So he goes, yeah, I'd sit around and like literally no one would speed because they could see my car. They knew where I was at. They know when I'm on patrol. Everybody behaves themselves when I'm driving around. It's not like they're committing crimes in front of me. There's nothing going on. And on the 28th of every month, you got to sit there in the office with the sergeant, and he goes over your files, and he's like, well, your arrests are down 87%. We need to improve on that, don't we? And I tell you what, I'm writing you up for this because you ain't hitting the mark. What do you mean? We don't have a quota, do we? Well, I'm not telling you how many tickets to give. I'm not telling you to give tickets, but apparently you're slacking. See how that works?
Right. So it's not technically a quota, but it basically is.
It shows that you're not working hard enough if you're not writing enough tickets. And he goes, it gets to the point, too, like you'll see on the 24th, 4 days before the write-ups happen, that some of these guys are trying to get 25 pullovers just to get caught up. Right. Or get fired or written up.
Right, yeah. And that's what I mean, though, is that like even the cops that aren't dicks and are trying to actually do their job, they force them to be dicks, which is why I've said before many times that I cannot and I should not be a cop because I would just let people go. You know what I mean? And I know I would let someone go that probably didn't deserve it and would get somebody killed. I just know that about myself. You know what I mean? I know that if I pull somebody over and they would just be like, look, man, I'm on parole, and if I get arrested for this, it's going to ruin my life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I could be that guy who would make that call and just be like, I'm the cop that's going to ruin your life because you fucked up for the last time.
Exactly. I've been to jail, and I couldn't even throw my worst enemy there. You don't like the one thing you never get over is the smell.
Yes, I have heard many stories about the smell of prisons, and I've also heard many times that the women's prisons are much worse.
Well, yeah, they got that problem downstairs every month.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's never fun. I don't like that. Why did you do that to him, God? You evil bastard.
Well, if you want to get biblical about it, it's because Eve bit the apple.
I know. What? The bitches don't listen.
Actually, it reminds me of a joke that I heard where it's really funny, and I know it's funny because men laugh and it makes women uncomfortable. But it was it's like everybody wants to talk about the differences between men and women, but if you really think about it, the differences between men and women has been explained even in the beginning of the Bible in Genesis. Think about it, because when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, Adam was just sitting there going like, look at this, Eve, we are literally in paradise. We could go swimming, we can go harvest any food that we want, we can live forever, we'll never get sick, everything is just amazing. And Eve just went, yeah, but it's not enough, is it?
It's never enough.
No, it's never enough.
Women are wired so weirdly. And I understand. If every month I had to shove stuff in my butt to make it to stop bleeding every month, oh my God. I couldn't handle it 1 month.
Fucking Patrice O'Neill had he had a bit about that where he said that he's like, if my nose bled every month, I would be such a miserable piece of shit too. I would just sit there going like, my nose is bleeding. Why won't it stop? And I have to keep track of when my nose will bleed. And then when it doesn't, I'm like, why isn't my nose bleeding? You know,
Oh no,
he's
I'm
like,
in trouble.
I gotta go to the hospital if my nose doesn't start bleeding. It's just like,
I love seeing women for the first time discover marijuana while they're on their period. And they're like, oh man. Oh God, why didn't anybody tell me about this before? I had a woman cry. She goes, I've been smoking now for 3 months, just during my cycle, and it's literally manageable. And me and my husband now are having a better relationship because I don't want to murder him every month because I'm too stoned to remember I'm on my period.
yeah, that shit definitely works. It's what's
See,
I
marijuana
forgot
doesn't. Oh, sorry.
no. I forgot what comedian it was, but it's entirely true. Is that marijuana has this very distinct chemical that's called "fuck it all."
Yep. So it was that joke. It goes, yeah, man, they turned off my goddamn lights. So I said, fuck it. I need to burn these candles anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
That was what's I'm getting
But
stoner brain.
well, what do you
Cat
know? We've hit
Williams.
the two. Yeah, Cat Williams. There we go. But yeah, we've hit peak stoner brain, and I just noticed we've hit the 2 hour mark.
I know. I just looked at that and I'm like, what the fuck? How did we do that? That means it's a hot show and we should quit while we're ahead, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
And
we've done shows where we've gone 3 hours before, and I can't say it's our best ones.
I think, yeah, I think we are officially too stoned to continue. I know I am. My pulls are
It's
gone.
officially Wednesday. The show is over.
My pulls are gone. I can't pull nothing. I can't even pull a report card out of my brain.
Can't even pull your dick for the next few days.
Been a great night though on the chat's pause. You've had a great night. Thank you for hanging out with us. I also want to thank, of course, Dirty Dalish for hanging out for a little bit, and the new guy. Boom, boom. What's his name?
The Seven Erm, I don't know, but thank you for popping into the chat. Nice to see someone in Rumble actually say something that isn't me or a bot for once.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, I think it's shroom. I think the dude's into some mushrooms, but maybe in the future we can have you on and talk about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we got to get in the next few weeks here. I think maybe we'll have somebody come on. I got a couple of people that want to come on, so we'll talk about that, of course. During show production.
It's about time you brought somebody onto the show. I've brought all the other guests that we've had onto the show so far.
I believe I brought Nikki and Eddie.
Okay, that's 2 people.
I don't think Nikki came on this show, did she? She just came on to help me out. Thank God, by the way. My God. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's like, no, I don't think we've ever had Nikki on this show officially. So yeah, you brought Eddie. You have one.
No, Marco one night's hearing me and Nikki going at each other's throat, and he's like, I gotta help out my bro Johnny, and he came on and smoothed things out in like 3 minutes. See, everybody's got to have a Marco around. You got to have a smoother. Marco's a smoother.
I'm a professional third wheel for a reason. I'm a professional third wheel and a retired couch surfer.
Be nice to everybody because you never know where you need to sleep some night.
Exactly. Yes.
One thing I did want to get to before we leave. Oh, guess what? We made it through without another fucking graph. That means we did a good show.
Thank God.
Thank God the cartoon graph it lives in the grave again. Thank God.
We won't dig you out just yet until we literally have no other options, or until unless World War III happens, and it's like, well, I mean, we don't want to do a show about nukes, so fuck it, let's bust out this tier list.
I'm thinking, I was watching my buddy do a podcast the other night, and he's actually bought a condo in my old building I used to live in.
Not the one that you exploded.
But he set up an Amazon wish list.
Yes.
So I think we'll put our brains to it, and next week we will put up our Amazon wish list. And if the listeners want to buy us this stuff, well, too bad. But I think let's do a top 5 Amazon wish list next week. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, is it just shit that we want, or shit that we think we could use for the show?
Ooh. You know what? There you go. You're smart. That's why I like hanging out with a guy like you, because I'm stupid. I really am stupid, and you're smart. Like within a minute, you're like, well, why don't we just get stuff to make the show sound better? Well, yeah, but I was kind of hoping for that leopard suit, but.
Johnny, listen, first, I don't know if you've ever seen Scarface, but first, you get the cocaine. And by cocaine, I mean the technology.
The podcast equipment.
Yes. Then you get the power, by which I mean ad revenue. Then you get the women, which I mean bitches.
Oh my God. Now, the one thing I did want to talk about, which I found that blew my mind, is that 91 people work for Howard Stern. He does a 4-hour show 3 times a week, and he takes 2 months off a year. And he has 91 people.
So it takes 91 people to run his show?
Yes.
How the fuck does it take 91 people to run his show?
I have no fucking clue. I was thinking, I'm like, the other day, I'm like, I wish I could sound like Howard Stern. I wish I could put a show together like that. That flowed. And I'm like, he admitted the other day that there's 91 people working there. Anybody could do that job. Anybody can pop into that.
If you literally had a team of people that are dedicated to creating the greatest show that they possibly can, then yeah, you could grab a fucking crackhead and put him on a mic and it'll be the best show ever.
And, he's so insecure. Why they pay him millions of dollars and they can't put a substitute guy in for the summer in his slot? No, just play old stuff.
Just play the old stuff. Like you can't let Robin have a show. You can't let her have the show for the next couple months.
Exactly. Anyone, Richard, Sal, anybody,
someone, yeah.
Or bring a guy in like Seth Rogen to do the show, or bring like Jimmy Kimmel does. He brings in guest hosts while he's off during the summer.
Right? Yeah. Bring in people that want to just fuck around on the Howard Stern show.
But no, Grandpa don't like that.
No,
it's all about him.
He's king shit of fuck mountain. He doesn't have to do anything anymore.
No, and the show was great. I mean, as a broadcaster, it's great just the way it flows. It's funny. I don't know why everybody shits on the show so bad. A lot of gay stuff, but other than that.
I swear, you go back and forth between hating Howard Stern and liking him.
Yeah, there's the broadcaster Johnny, and then there's punk rock Johnny.
Gotcha. Okay, I see.
I mean, I'd love for him to still be having naked chicks and, but he's 70 years old, which is just creepy,
Yeah, there does hit a point where it's just creepy.
Like
And it was
Johnny
already
Lydon.
creepy to begin with, but it was
Johnny Lydon.
excusable.
It's Johnny Lydon's 70 years old and like being punk rock star. You're like, dude, you're a grandpa. Knock it off. All right, that's it blew my mind. It takes 91 people to do a fucking show. That's crazy.
You definitely need a team at the very least.
I don't even think Jimmy Kimmel has that many people on his staff, and they do a TV show.
Yeah, they have a literal TV show, and yeah, it's got to be like a few dozen at the most.
And I found out today he has 7 people writing during the show. What are they writing?
Is it like the stenographers in a courtroom where they just write down everything? And then at the end of the show, it's like, hey, we can make bits out of this, 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 and this.
Yeah, back in the day, like Jackie used just to hand him notes.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they just put it up on his computer because he's at home.
Oh yeah, he's broadcasting at home. I forgot about that.
With I think 300 cats, about 20 bunnies, a couple of dogs, some salamanders, and his crazy wife.
Yeah,
sounds like pure hell.
Yeah, because hopefully all those animals and his wife will get COVID before he does.
Be careful what you wish for, boys. You might end up with his wife is hot as shit, but I could not live with a crazy cat lady who milks cats.
Correction, milks hundreds of cats.
Hundreds of cats, and they're peeing all over his mansion. All right. Oh. It is time. We are too stoned. We are time to leave. And I'm sorry, Marco, but I had to bring up the 91 people working. So appreciate what I do, folks.
Yeah, we're doing this shit raw, and if it's bad, well, too fucking bad, because we don't have a team to edit this shit. We don't bother censoring. We don't bother editing shit because we don't have the time, energy, or money to do so.
Yeah, we got to make money and screw bitches. Okay.
Oh yeah, the bitches come knocking. The bitches come knocking when I rub these nickels together from all this Rumble money I've been making.
Fucking making pods and banging broads, bro.
The first time you ever send me my cut, if it's in like a check or something, I think I might just have it framed and just hang it up and just be like, the first time I actually made money on Rumble. I'll be damned.
Two Bros Inc.
Yeah, two Stoned Bros Inc.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I can. The love is in the air.
I believe that's a nuclear fallout.
Yeah, it could be nuclear fallout. But all right, let's get the hell out of here. I got things to do. I got to look up this hands-off ejaculation thing.
God damn it! I completely forgot about that.
Thank you for ruining my week, whoever that was.
Yeah. The what was his name again? The
mushroom guy. 7 mushrooms.
The Sherm.
The Sherm, yeah, 7 Sherm.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear more from Johnny about how it's like. No, I swear this shit works. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
All right, thank you again. The Great Pause Reality 99. Have a drink on me. We should just give all our money.
On me.
Yeah, no jack on me. All right, check us next Monday. We'll be over on Marco's Twitch stream. Take it from there while I find the outro.
All right. Yes, my Twitch stream at MarcoV193, where me and Johnny will start our playthrough of Mass Effect 3. It'll be a great time. And like I said before, we already lost some people in Mass Effect 2, so we'll see what the repercussions of that are, and I can't wait. But also, check out my YouTube channel for the clips in case you missed that at MarcoV193. And also my Twitter profile, or X, whatever the hell it is, at MarcoV with 2 E's, 193, and at MHH Network on YouTube and Rumble for shows like this, Too Stoned, if you want to hear more. But also on the Rumble side, you will hear Johnny's solo work on Marijuana Happy Hour, the MHH News Desk, and whatever it is that he feels like doing on a Saturday night, I'm sure. And last but not least, we have MHH Johnny's Picks, where it's over 30 hours worth of music that Johnny himself, and some from me, just to keep you busy, keep you hyped up, keep you entertained, of all the different songs that Johnny has played throughout the history of the MHH network. And even though it doesn't exist on iTunes or Blog Talk Radio anymore, and I can't prove that these songs are on the show anymore, just take my word for it that these songs were on the show at one point, and they are all pretty damn good, and it's guaranteed to be perfect for a long shift at work, long road trip, what have you. So yes, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, your energy, and hopefully your money in the very future. I'm talking to Rumble specifically on that one.
Absolutely. And I just want to let everybody know that this episode was made with 88 less people than today's Howard Stern's episode.
And if that's not worth bragging about, then I don't know what is.
News, a rare dime hidden for
All right, brother, we will talk to you Monday.
$500,000. An extraordinary rare
sounds
dime
like a plan, man.
whereabouts had remained a mystery since the late 1970s has just sold for just over $500,000. Who needs dimes when you got fucking...
Oh yeah, and if you don't feel like
that
subscribing to
sticky
us for
icky-
whatever reason, you should absolutely subscribe to That's All Funny and Lorenzo Areola.
Yes, he's like a good friend to have around every day.
Subscribe to That's
Exactly.
All Funny.
20 minutes a day. That's all he does.
Sticky icky. Sticky icky.
It's like talking to your big crazy brother.
Yeah.
Sticky icky.
I like to think that our show is a show for every, like there are podcasts where they try to say like, oh yeah, we try to reach out to everybody. And I like to think that our show is the show for everybody else. But that's Lorenzo. That's his show. His show is for literally everybody else.
Yeah, we operate under a different frequency.
The Gettysburg Address and shit, you know what I'm saying? You need that shit that frees the slaves, motherfucker.
Underground Railroad shit.
I love this song every time I hear it. It'll never get old.
Sticky icky. Sticky icky.
Woo-woo.
Sticky icky.
Abraham Lincoln,
Sticky icky. Sticky icky. Sticky icky.
Subscribe to That's All Funny.
You need that Underground Railroad shit, you know what I'm saying? You need to smoke that. You need to fucking, yeah, that's what you fucking
Alright,
need.
man.
Whatever.
Catch you next week.
All right, and everybody remember,
A
we are
rare
always
dime hidden for
juggalo
decades
friendly.
sells for over $500,000.